Hi friends. So tonight I got to meet two men who I would say are legacies in Upper Arlington. I got to meet Mark Sheriff and Mike Guy. Mark is someone who served on Upper Arlington's Board of Education for 16 years. And Mike is someone who was instrumental in building the Upper Arlington Education Foundation, which is an incredible organization that provides grants for student learning opportunities in our classrooms, opportunities that are authentic, that are immersive, that are student-driven, activities that just really build engagement in what's happening in the classroom and in the education process. So side note, if you aren't already a donor, they're an awesome group to check out. But anyways, we were talking about kind of the past of Upper Arlington, the future of education, and what all of that means. We talked about AI fluency and how that connects to what's happening in the classroom. We heard about Homer Mincy, who was a superintendent several decades ago in Arlington, and his odyssey where he took a sabbatical where he explored some of the lighthouse districts around the country and really brought back some of those ideas to Upper Arlington. And excellence and innovation was, it sounds like perhaps his idea of what Upper Arlington is and has been woven into the very fabric of our district. So we talked about excellence, we talked about education, we talked about innovation, we talked about the future. And one of the things I asked them is, as we think about building our future in the progress that we have in the district, one thing that is important to me is that we are always being mindful and respectful of building upon our legacy. And so I wanted to understand from them, when I say legacy in reference to Upper Arlington, what does that mean? And without missing a beat, they were both like, oh, community. Mike talked about how our community has always been a strong one that supports our students, that makes sure that they are ready for exciting futures, whether that's college or not. Mark talked about how when he was on the school board, only about 20% of the residents had students that attended our schools. And yet the levies always passed, because this is a community that always has and always will believe in the power of education and in supporting our students. And I just thought that was an incredible message. Our legacy is action. Our legacy is excellence. Our legacy is innovation. That is exactly how we build thinkers and doers. That is exactly how we make sure we move every bear forward. And I thought that was pretty awesome to hear. I took a picture with them. I'll share it with you here in a second. And then I asked him, can I post this on social media? And Mike said, as long as you call it Old Guard and New Guard. And so I said, all right, that's what we're calling the picture. So that's it. Message from Old Guard and New Guard, Upper Arlington. Go Bears.